He wasn't the kind of guy I usually go for, just someone to pass the time with, she told her friend while I was settling the bill. I slipped my card back into my wallet, grabbed my jacket, and walked out, leaving her sitting there. Half an hour later, she texted asking if I was angry. I answered, "No, I'm just finished passing time," and never replied again. I was 27, and I watched Nicole's smile freeze the moment she understood I had heard every single word. We had been together for 6 months. Everything had seemed steady, or at least that's what I believed. We divided expenses evenly, messaged each other all day, and made plans weeks ahead. Just ordinary couple stuff. That Friday evening we were at Marcello's, an upscale Italian restaurant downtown with crisp white tablecloths and soft candlelight, celebrating her promotion to senior analyst. I had booked the table 3 weeks earlier. The waiter had just placed the check on the table when her friend Ashley suddenly appeared, full of energy and heavy perfume. Nicole's face brightened instantly. They hugged tightly and began chatting. I remained seated, my wallet already halfway out, ready to give them a moment. Ashley asked how everything was going between us. Nicole laughed, leaned closer as if sharing a secret joke, and said those words, "He isn't my type, just someone I'm passing time with." Her tone was light and effortless, like she was discussing a show she might stop watching. My body went completely still. The leather wallet stayed frozen in my hand. I stared down at the check. $86.40. I had been about to cover the entire amount, exactly like I had done the previous 4 times we visited a fancy place. Ashley looked at me, then quickly back at Nicole. She suddenly seemed uneasy, as though she realized I might have overheard. Nicole didn't notice at all. She had already moved on to talking about some man she met at her gym. I quietly put my wallet away, stood up, and picked up my jacket from the back of the chair. Nicole's laughter stopped sharply in the middle of a sentence. "Babe, where are you going?" I gave no answer. I walked straight past Ashley, past the waiter holding dessert menus, past the new couple being seated by the window, and out into the cold November night. My car was parked 2 blocks away in the garage. I got inside, started the engine, and drove straight home. I had met Nicole in April at a friend's rooftop barbecue. She worked in finance, lived nearby, and had a quick, sharp wit that made the whole group laugh. We talked for nearly 2 hours that first evening about random things, travel stories, difficult bosses, and the best pizza spots in the city. She offered me her number before I even asked. I messaged her the following day. We had our first dinner that Thursday. The first month moved quickly. We went out twice a week, then 3 times. She began staying over on weekends. We settled into a comfortable routine. I would make breakfast, she would prepare the coffee. She would share her work pressures, and I would listen. When her car needed new brakes, I drove her to the garage and waited with her. When my sister came to visit from Portland, Nicole joined us for dinner and won everyone over. But there were little moments I had chosen to ignore. In June, we were browsing in a bookstore. I picked up a thriller I had been wanting to read. Nicole glanced at the cover and said, "You really read books like that?" Her voice was playful, almost teasing, yet something about it felt off. As if she was surprised I would pick something she wouldn't choose. I bought the book anyway. She never mentioned it again. In July, her old college friends visited the city for a weekend. She asked me to meet them for drinks on Saturday. I arrived at the bar she had texted me about, but when I walked in she looked surprised, almost irritated. She introduced me quickly, then turned back to her friends. I sat there for an hour and a half while they discussed people I didn't know. When I finally stood up to leave, she hardly noticed. The next day she texted as if nothing had happened. "Had such a great time last night. Thanks for showing up." I convinced myself it was okay. She was just reconnecting with old friends. It wasn't personal. In August, we attended her company's summer party. I wore the shirt she had chosen for me, made polite conversation with her colleagues, and stayed nearby without being overbearing. Halfway through the evening, I overheard 2 of her coworkers talking near the bar. One asked, "So how serious are things with the new guy?" Nicole's voice carried over clearly. "I'm not sure. We'll see. He's decent, but I'm not making any long-term plans." I acted like I hadn't heard anything. We stayed another hour. On the drive home, she fell asleep in the passenger seat. I never brought it up. By September, I had stopped suggesting future plans. If I mentioned Thanksgiving or Christmas, she would change the topic. When my lease was ending in October, I asked whether she wanted to discuss moving in together one day. She laughed, kissed my cheek, and said, "Let's just enjoy things as they are right now." I signed another one-year lease the following week. When Nicole told me about her promotion, she was truly thrilled. She had been competing against two other analysts for months. The new position came with a raise, a larger office, and people reporting to her. She wanted to celebrate somewhere special. "Let's go to Marcello's. I've been wanting to try it," she said. I made the reservation for Friday at 7:30. The week before, I noticed her browsing dresses online. She bought one, a fitted dark green dress that looked expensive. For the dinner, she explained when I asked. I told her she would look beautiful in it. She did. That Friday, I picked her up at 6:45. She looked stunning. Hair perfectly styled, makeup flawless, wearing the new dress. She smiled as she got into the car, leaned over and kissed me. "Thank you for arranging this." "Of course," I replied, "you deserve it." Dinner began nicely. We ordered wine, starters, main courses. She told me all about the promotion announcement, how her boss had spoken to her privately that morning, and how the other analysts had reacted. I listened carefully, asked questions, and celebrated with her. The atmosphere felt relaxed and warm. Then Ashley arrived. I didn't know Ashley very well. I had met her only a couple of times. She was Nicole's college friend. They had shared a room in their second year. Ashley worked in marketing, lived on the other side of town, and shared a lot on Instagram. Nicole had mentioned she might be nearby that night, but I hadn't thought much of it. When Ashley walked up to our table, Nicole's entire energy changed. She stood up, hugged her tightly, and pulled out the empty chair. "Sit down for a bit," Nicole said. Ashley sat. They started talking rapidly, finishing each other's sentences. Office gossip, shared friends, some upcoming party. I stayed silent. The check arrived. I reached for my wallet, planning to pay while they continued chatting. That's when I heard it. "So how are things with him?" Ashley asked, tilting her head toward me. Nicole looked at me briefly, then back at Ashley. She lowered her voice slightly, but not enough. "He isn't my type. Just someone I'm passing time with." The words hit sharply. No pause, as if she had already decided that was exactly what I was, temporary. Someone to fill the gap until someone better appeared. I looked at the check again. $86.40. Starters, 2 main dishes, 2 glasses of wine, and her dessert. I had been ready to put it on my card, just like always. Just like I had done for her birthday, our 6-month anniversary, and 3 other similar dinners. I quietly slid my wallet back into my jacket. I stood up. I picked up my coat. Nicole's sentence broke off suddenly. "Babe, where are you going?" I didn't look at her. I didn't look at Ashley. I simply walked out. Update 1. I was halfway home when my phone began vibrating. First message, "Where did you disappear to?" Second message, "Are you all right?" Third message, "Did I say something wrong?" I kept driving. I didn't reply. I reached home, parked the car, walked into my apartment, and sat down on the couch. My phone kept lighting up. "Can you please just explain what happened? I'm confused. Are you upset with me?" I stared at the screen. 6 months. 6 months of dinners, weekends together, meeting her friends, and driving her to the mechanic. 6 months of believing we were creating something real. And the whole time I had simply been passing time for her. At 11:18, I typed one single reply, "No, just finished passing time." Then I blocked her number. I blocked her on Instagram, Facebook, and every other platform. After that, I switched off my phone and went to sleep. The next morning, my phone was filled with missed calls. Not from Nicole, but from our common friends. 3 from Marcus, 2 from Jenna, 1 from Cole. I ignored them all. Around noon, Marcus sent a text. "Dude, Nicole is losing her mind. She says you just abandoned her at the restaurant." What happened? I didn't answer. Jenna tried next. "Hey, I know it's not my place, but Nicole mentioned something went wrong last night and she has no idea why you're hurt. Can you speak with her?" I turned off read receipts and put my phone on silent. By Sunday, the group chat was active. Marcus, Jenna, Cole, and 2 others. Someone mentioned Nicole had called them in tears, asking if I was okay and saying she didn't know what she had done wrong. Another said she had paid the bill herself and then sat in the parking lot for 20 minutes trying to reach me. Cole sent me a private message. "Listen, man, I don't know the full story, but she seems really confused. Maybe just talk to her once." I typed back. She told her friend I'm not her type and that I'm just someone she's passing time with. I heard her say it clearly. There's nothing left to discuss. Cole stayed silent for a few moments. Then he replied, "Damn, I'm sorry, I didn't answer. Update 2. By Monday, half our friends' circle knew about it. I had only told Cole, but news spread quickly. Jenna called me on Tuesday night. I picked up because I knew she wouldn't stop trying. I heard what she said." Jenna began. "That was harsh. I'm really sorry. It's fine," I said. "It's not fine." "That's a cruel way to talk about someone you're dating." I didn't argue. Jenna continued, "Look, I spoke with Ashley. She felt terrible about it. She said Nicole has been saying similar things for weeks, that you're nice, but not what she wants for the long run. Ashley thought it was strange that Nicole kept seeing you if that was how she really felt. I stayed quiet." Jenna went on. "Ashley mentioned she had tried to suggest that Nicole should be straightforward with you, but Nicole kept dismissing it. She said she enjoyed spending time with you, that you treated her well, and there was no hurry to end things. So I was just convenient," I said. "Yeah," Jenna replied softly, "pretty much." I thanked her for telling me and ended the call. On Wednesday, Marcus sent me a screenshot. Nicole had posted a picture of herself at the office with a caption about the promotion and hashtags about growth and fresh starts. In the comments, someone asked about me. She had replied, "We're taking some space to figure things out." I laughed and deleted Instagram from my phone. On Thursday, Cole told me Nicole had been asking people for my new number. She had called him too, wanting to know if I was seeing anyone, if I was okay, and whether he thought I would eventually speak with her. Cole said he told her to give me space. She didn't handle it well. On Friday, exactly 1 week after the restaurant incident, my sister called. "You blocked Nicole," she said. "It wasn't a question." "Yeah, good." What she said was nonsense. "You deserve much better, I know. Mom wanted me to check if you're all right. I'm fine." "Are you actually fine or just saying that?" I thought for a moment. "I'm actually fine, honestly." "It feels almost like a relief." She paused. "Because now you know the truth." "Exactly." We talked for another 20 minutes. She mentioned a girl at her workplace who had been asking about me. I said maybe. We hung up. Update 3. 2 weeks after the restaurant, I matched with someone on a dating app. Her name was Claire. She was 29, an architect who loved hiking and bad horror films. We texted for a few days, then met for coffee on Saturday. The conversation felt natural. She laughed at my jokes. I didn't feel like I was being judged. We were just talking. We went out again on Tuesday, dinner at a simple place with no white tablecloths. She insisted on splitting the bill. "I hate when people just assume," she said. I didn't argue. On our third date, we were walking through the park when my phone vibrated. Unknown number. I ignored it. It vibrated again, then again. Claire glanced at me. "Do you need to take that?" "No," I said. "It's nothing." Later I checked. 3 messages from a number I didn't recognize. "It's Nicole. Please don't delete this. I know you don't want to talk, but I need you to understand I didn't mean what I said. It came out wrong. I was trying to act cool in front of Ashley. I didn't think you would hear. I didn't mean it." I stared at the messages. I didn't reply. I blocked the number. The next day, another unknown number appeared. "This is Nicole. I know you keep blocking me, but I'm not giving up. We had something good. I made a mistake. Can we please just talk?" I didn't block it immediately. Instead, I typed one message. "You didn't make a mistake. You spoke the truth. You just didn't expect me to hear it. We're finished. Don't contact me again." I blocked that number too. She tried 3 more times over the next 2 weeks with different numbers, sending the same kind of messages. Apologies, explanations, and promises that it didn't mean what I thought. I blocked every single one. Claire and I continued seeing each other. After a month, she asked if I wanted to make things exclusive. I said yes. It felt easy and natural. Like I wasn't waiting for everything to fall apart. In December, Marcus told me Nicole had started seeing someone new. A lawyer she met at work. Tall, wearing expensive suits, driving a Tesla. Her type, apparently, Marcus added with a smirk. I didn't care. Final closure came 3 months after the restaurant night. I was at Claire's apartment. We were cooking dinner together, playfully arguing about whether garlic belonged in marinara sauce. She was laughing while chopping tomatoes, insisting I was wrong. I was stirring the pot, defending my side. It was silly, fun, and comfortable. My phone buzzed. I glanced at it. Another unknown number. I already knew who it was. Claire noticed. "Same person?" "Yeah." "Want me to answer it?" she asked, grinning. "Nah, not worth it." I blocked the number without reading the message, placed my phone face down on the counter, and went back to the sauce. Claire watched me. "You really don't care at all, do you?" Not even a little. She smiled, walked over, and kissed me. Good, you're too busy passing time with me. I laughed, actually laughed out loud. Later that night, after Claire had fallen asleep, I thought about Nicole, not with anger or regret, but with clear understanding. She had spoken the truth that night at Marcello's. I wasn't her type. I wasn't what she wanted for the long term, and honestly, that was okay, because she wasn't mine either. I just hadn't realized it until I heard her say it out loud. She had actually done me a favor. She saved me from wasting more months, maybe even years, on someone who saw me as temporary, a placeholder, someone to fill the gap until the right person came along. I wasn't a placeholder. I wasn't anyone's backup plan or second choice. I was someone who showed up, paid attention, and genuinely cared. And I deserved to be with someone who recognized that, someone who wanted me there. Someone who would never call it passing time. Claire did. She saw me for who I was, not some perfect version or future possibility, just me, and that was more than enough. The next morning, I deleted all the blocked numbers from my phone and cleared the message history. It felt like closing a book I had already finished reading. Nicole sent one final message a week later. I know because Jenna told me. Nicole had asked her to pass along a note about needing closure, wanting to explain, and hoping I was happy. Jenna asked if I wanted to hear it. No, I said, I'm good. Fair enough, Jenna replied. She never mentioned it again. 6 months later, Claire and I took a trip to Seattle. We strolled through Pike Place Market, ate expensive seafood, and stayed in a hotel with a beautiful view of the water. One evening, sitting on the balcony, she asked me about past relationships. I told her about Nicole. She said I was someone she was just passing time with, so I left. Claire looked at me for a long moment, then she said, I'm glad you did. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here with me right now. Yeah, I said, me too. We never talked about Nicole again. There was no need to. That chapter was finished. I had closed it the moment I walked out of Marcello's and never looked back. Some people spend years trying to force something to work with the wrong person. They overlook the warning signs, make excuses for the disrespect, and convince themselves it will improve. I almost did the same. I almost stayed because it felt easier than leaving. But I heard the truth, and that truth set me free. He isn't my type, just passing time. Fine, I found someone who wasn't passing time, someone who wanted me there on purpose, not by accident. And that changed everything. I still think about that night sometimes. The restaurant, the check, the walk to my car, how quiet everything felt, how clear the situation became in that single moment. Nicole taught me something important. She taught me that words carry weight, that the way someone speaks about you when they believe you aren't listening is the real truth. That respect cannot be compromised, that I don't have to settle for being anyone's temporary option. I walked out of Marcello's with $86 still in my wallet and my self-respect untouched. It was the best money I never spent. And when I finally found someone worth spending time with, it wasn't passing time at all. It was building something genuine. Something that didn't need excuses or explanations. Something that began with honesty, respect, and the simple understanding that we both truly wanted to be there. That's the difference. That's everything.